Hello, my people. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Please, my people, I have a cough and it's affecting my voice. So this morning, I will be talking gently so that you will hear me very well. Ndị be anyị ekenekwa m unu, ekene m nwoke, ekene nwanyị. Ọ ga-amalụ unu mma. Wonderful Igbo people, wonderful BIAFRANS. Asị m ka m bịakwa n'ụtụtụ a ka m bido ebe m kwụsịrị nnyaa. Tupu m gaa n'iru ka m kene Chineke, Chukwu okike abịama, onye pụrụ ime ife niile. Nna, anyị na-ekene gị n'ụtụtụ a, na-ajakwa gị mma. Biko Chineke okike abịama, ka ị kpọpụtara anyị nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, onye si na enwere ike ili nri n'ụwa ma ọ na enwere ike izu ike ma ọ bụrụ na anyị adịrọ happy. Biko Chukwu zobeli anyị, kpọpụtali anyị n'ụlọ nga, kpọpụtali anyị ebe niile ọ nọ, na biko chedo ụmụ Biafra niile nọ gbasasịrị all over the world. Nye aka ka ebe ọ bụ na anyị bụ ndị na-alaiki ịzụ afịa na ime biznes, ife niile onye Biafra tinyere aka ka ọ gali ya n'iru. Anyị na-ayọkwa gị n'isi our Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa, biko Chineke kwudoli ya, kwudosielie ike, maka ọsọsọ ya bụ na aka na-anụ maka Biafra, na-anụ maka Nnamdi Kanu. Ife niile a na-ekwu bụ n'afa Jizọs Kraịst onye nwe anyị. Ise. Ndị be anyị, unu anụgo ka m si ekwu okwu. Enwe m cold, ịma na weather change-go n'obodo ebe m bi, so ọ bịa na affect m, but I'm not giving up. Dịka ka m si wee kwuo, ụfọdụ n'ime anyị bịalụ ịzọ Biafra n'ụdị dị iche iche. Onye ọbụla nwere ife na-akpụ ya o ji bịa ịzọ Biafra. O si m na mmụọ. Ọ bụrụgodu na eji m igbe na-egbe, m ga-abịaliri bịa kwuo ife a na-ekwu, ka ndị be anyị wee na-aghọta na ife anyị na-eme na ọ na-aga aga, and na ife anyị na-azọ nọọ ife ziri ezi, and na anyị zuru ka eme maka Biafra, ka population Biafra ka so many other African countries, even some countries like Istanbul, the population of Biafra care. The population of Biafra kakwa ebe a na-akpọ Burundi. Burundi dị only 13 million, mana the whole Biafrans anyị kali 70 million. So anyị elugo ogo ịbụ a nation nọdụlụ onwe anyị. Onye ọbụla ma na Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'ime mkpọrọ ga-ama na ife o ji nọdụ ebe anwa nọọ ife siri ike. So unu jisie obi ike ka mkpọrọ unu egwu a, egwu na remind kwa ndị ji onye ndu na ife ọsọkwa afa jie Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ebe anyị kwụ ka anyị kwụ. So my people, join me wherever you are watching so that we can make it a very interactive session. Onye nwe ife ọ ga-ekwu, phone number dị ebe a ka ọ kpọọ gwakwa ndị Biafra ife nyanwa na onwe elo. Ọ na-ada amasị m ma ọ bụ na unu niile gbakọta ka ikwu onye together, onye ọbụla agwa nwanne ya okwu, maka na ndị na-achụ anya dị ezu ike, anyị nwa mma ezukwa n'ike. Unu aghọtago? So join me. The more we are, the better. Ka m kpọkwalụ na another video.
You are an Igbo woman in this country, Nigeria, and for the whole down of Nnamdi Kanu, all of you said I was a stupid man. You don't read news? When the president said he wanted to release Nnamdi Kanu, when I don't read that, when I never read this, I don't answer. I'm not sure. And he said the Igbo leaders came to him and said that you should leave him there. Oh no man, na he dey kill him. See?
Una fugie akpogo m video before, but ọ na-adị mma because this generation bụ generation internet dị rinne ife a na-afụ erika. So most of the time people tend to forget. So I'm just playing all these things half and half to remind us na nekwa ndị ji Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, those Igbo leaders, onwerọkwa ndị ọzọ bụ Igbo leaders karịa ndị ọhaneze na ndị governors. And unu mana kịta na onye bụ onye isi ndị governors bụ Hope Uzodimma. Nyanwa bụ onye isi ndị governors. Iwu Anyanwụ bụrụ onye isi ndị ọhaneze. Ọfa bụ Igbo leaders. Ka m gosi unu picture fa ebe a ka unu wee ghọta ife m na-ekwu. Unu afugo? Na their pictures nefa on ndị a ji Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Unu afugo Hope Uzodimma na Iwu Anyanwụ? Unu afugie? Ọ nefa fanabo. Unu afugie? Nke ọzọ bụ Hope Uzodimma, nke ọzọ bụ Iwu Anyanwụ. Ọ ndị a ji our leader. Maka ọ bụrụ onye kwuo eziokwu enigwe agbawa is always good. So ife na-eji mekita bibidokwa ebe our prime minister kwụsị Sunday evening. I was playing it here yesterday. Good morning, Owen. How are you? Thank you for watching. Most of us na-ajụ kedu mgbe Biafra na-abịa. Biafra abịago abịa. Ịma na onye ndu anyị si n'oge niile ndị Nigerian media kwube maka Biafra and the international media kwube maka Biafra. Una amalụ na Biafra abịago. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, the defense minister Christopher Musa jele ebe anwa na-ebe akwa sị na Simon Ekpa na ọnya bụ onye na-enye nsogbu na Nigeria. But ka m kọọlụ unu nke mee recently, as recent as Sunday, Nigeria Air Force bu bomb wee je tụọ Kaduna. Ọ sị na o gburu dozens of people. So unu ma ife bụ dozen bụ ife dị iri na ịbụa ọbụlụ dozen. So ọ sị na dozens, which means ife dị ka iri na ịbụa ugboro ịtọ ma ugboro na abụ 24 human beings arụ dị mma. And unu ma na Kaduna bụ Christian state. Fa na-egbufa every time they will be killing them. Maka na fe believe na ndị na-akpọ isi ani. And all ịkpọ isi ani bụ the genesis of our problem. Plus the fact na oge ndị Fulani bịa n'obodo anwa, Usman Dan Fodio kpọfa wee bịa, fa marọ na fa ga-afụ ndị chala akwụ karịa afa. So Igbo wee fado ndị Fulani n'eze. Mana anyị akịarọ if mbelede ka eji ama dike. So ndị be anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wee kwuo si our leader ọ sị n'oge niile unu ka international media discuss ba maka Biafra unu malụ na Biafra abịago. So our prime minister wee na-achọ ka ọ kọwalụ those people ka na-ajụ ma Biafra kemgbe ọ na-abịa that na Biafra abịago, and the Biafra ịbịa need all the structures to be together, you know. So onwe nwaanyị onye Al Jazeera na-eme Buhari interview that time, that was his guideline ebe o si wee bido ife Buhari salo that woman can play a little bit ka unu fụ na the woman bụ from Al Jazeera.
There has been video, I could show you some video that's been posted of a very...
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
The president didn't want to see. They're on the internet and we can't verify exactly what they show, but it appears as though security forces were shooting at unarmed protesters in the southeastern state of Abuja. This is footage I can't personally verify.
I want you to listen to that particular statement. Security agencies, which is known as Boko Haram, that were disguising as security agencies in Nigeria, has been killing BIAFRANS for ages. This is one of the example and one of the reasons we are armed today. And of course, as usual, during this time, the Biafra people were without arms. And the president, as you can hear him, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to watch the image. And that is number one point I would like you to listen to and get from this point, because this particular briefing today is going to touch a lot on the security, the Biafra forces, the Biafra resistance fighters, the Biafra Liberation Army, and at the same time to the state structure that we are creating today. So let us continue.
But it looks as though the security forces have gone in very heavy-handedly shooting, and there were reported to be 7 deaths. I'm wondering, how are you planning to deal with this issue of Biafra? You, of course, have first-hand experience.
For a 30-month civil war, at least 2 million Nigerians were killed. And for somebody to wake up, maybe he wasn't born when there was a fight in Biafra and said he was Biafra again. We have multi-party democracy system now. Let them organize themselves and vote for to have a state within a state. But to
this part can't talk, no. Also, let them organize themselves and form a state within a state. Imana nwoka mwa onye ahụ fụrụ ọnwụgo kunu wee ma na oge emeli interview ya na otegokwa, but they will not show it na Nigerian mainstream media because they don't want the world to hear about Biafra. So our prime minister Abiakita wee wetie ko wee gosi unu ife bụ their guideline ife iji wee bido maka na nwaanyị a gosilie picture ebe ndị amị a na-agbagbu ụmụaka be anyị ọsị na ya chọrọ watch. Nke anwa bụ guilt number 1. Number 2, guilt bụ na ọ chọrọ grant that referendum that our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu has been stressing on. Onye ndu anyị si ka enwee referendum, but he does not want, because farmer go that they will be shamed by that referendum. Rather, if farmer bụ na 1999 ndị Fulani wee change constitution ka o si wee sutu ofa ka ọ dịlụ farmer bụ ndị Fulani ka o favor ofa, because they had always felt marginalized. Mana farmer na-abịa marginalize indigenes of that country. So this is like a hint to the Yorubas that is allowing me now to use them to fight the other people. Right now, the whole of Lagos, all the properties that belongs to the Igbos are being demolished, because it's not every house in Lagos that they are demolishing. They are handpicking the houses they are demolishing, because every Igbo person nwere there, ije na their municipal council where they register properties, your name will be there. So by your name, they know the one that belongs to an Igbo person. It is no longer a hidden agenda. It is very open. But I will advise the Yorubas to remember that when they came to the north, they were calling themselves Hausa Fulani. Today, they are no longer Hausa Fulani because they felt that they have gained enough grounds. But they do not know that the table will turn one day. Somebody who is the chairman will become a floor member. So the way they treated the Hausas, one day they will inflict such pain on the Yorubas. That's the situation at hand now. It is clearly obvious. So can continue when I play this video.
With movement of troops, with economy, looking for Biafra after losing 2 million people. I think
there is nothing, there is no focus, there was no direction, there was no structure, there was nothing to show that you are indeed fighting for Biafra. And when we talk about Biafra, we are talking about a nation. We're talking about a country. For you to have a country, you must be able to organize yourself, build a government structure, build a government institution, not just shouting, you want freedom, and there is no structure, there is nothing that shows seriousness, there is no organized government institution to prove to the world that you're actually ready for freedom. That will have changed within 2 years. My fellow Biafran, as a Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, while I was the spokesperson of the Biafra people, we were able to put the required structures and government institution that the international community and every reasonable organization in the world will require from you to show seriousness that you are indeed ready for your freedom and ready for your country and ready for your nation. We were able to set up the Biafra government in exile. From the Biafra government in exile, we went into setting up the Biafra de facto government. From the Biafra de facto government, we are now working on state-by-state map and state-by-state structure. And for that reason, we have been able to come up with the Biafra name, official name, which is the Biafra United States of Biafra. And as of today, it remains 40 states. The 40 states may change from tomorrow. Tomorrow, we have given a deadline for every region, for every ethnic nationality that see themselves as part of Biafra to come up with their state structure. Tomorrow is the last date. So from tomorrow, we may have a slight change in the 40 states. It may be more than 40 states. It may still be 40 states, but change of names according to what the people actually want. So tomorrow being the deadline for every ethnic nationality within Biafra territory to submit their state structure, then Biafra people will be updated again. So you should be expecting another State of the Union address on the 5th of December 2023, where we will come to address Biafra again on the current and updated state structure and the number of states. Within 2 years, my fellow Biafrans, we have been able to set up the Biafra forces. For you to be able to be recognized as a state, for you to merit or meet the requirement to be listened to by any reasonable organization, including the United Nations, America, Europe, and every other, is for you to be able to show the capacity that you are ready to become a nation and to become a free country of your own. That is one. You must be able to show the capacity to control forces, army, military forces. These military forces, Biafra government in exile and the Biafra Republic government, de facto government in the homeland, has been able to have and unveiled the Biafra Liberation Army. The Biafra Liberation Army has been unveiled and they are very, very potent. The Biafra Liberation Army has been able to display the highest tenacity by defeating the Nigerian army in every attempt for them to invade our land. It is the reason the Chief of Defense Staff and every other Chief of Security in Nigeria went to the National Assembly to cry that Simon Ekpa has become a menace in Nigeria. It is not just by ordinary broadcasting on social media, it is because of what the Biafra forces has done. And that particular statement is a validation of the fact that Biafra has a military department. It is a fact that Biafra has army under the government. Even though they have not they are yet to start recognizing them and mentioning the Biafra Liberation Army, we know they are going to be forced to mention Biafra Liberation Army in due time, because we are changing the pattern of our offensive from this month of December. So Biafrans will be able to set up our Biafra Army. It is part of the requirement for you to become a nation. So those of you who have been, supporting the Biafra from Wazirike up to this point, and without direction, without any structure, other than the structure of criminality, other than how they deceived Nnamdi Kanu and sold him, that is what you who have deviated from supporting the Nigeria Pressure Group to supporting the real Biafra Liberation Movement of today, of which I am the Prime Minister. You have...
My people, you have heard everything that our Prime Minister is talking about. If on ekwu maka ya bụ na oge Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bido this Biafra agitation wee kpọnya IPOB, onwego onye bụ Mr. Wazirike bido masob oge afọ ọ na-akọwa na the man enwero structure, which is true. Onye ndu anyị abịa lay down all these templates on a follow now. But ndị a so onye ndu, the people that sold him, ife Fabia bi ịkpata ego, unu lotu una amalu na nsi oge mbido this morning broadcast, na onwe ndị bịa ịzọ Biafra with obi ọchafa, ndị dị very determined, dị very, very tenacious and very, very resilient. They really mean to follow Maazị Nnamdi Kanu and get Biafra for us. When they now for Biafra agitation as a means of making money, can they find make this money from? Oh, anyị niile bụ ụmụnne fa. Oge anyị na-eso onye ndu, anyị amaro na ndị niile anọ onye ndu round na ifefa bụbu ndị oshi, ndị bịala izu ego fa ji eje alụ hotel na Abakaliki, because we understand na some of them na ego ebunye fa oge fa lele onye ndu maka unu mana 100 million ka akwa ụfa. I don't know their number, but I'm not fanwa, because they cannot deny it. There is no how ndị Nigeria agencies akesi mana onye ndu nọ na Kenya ma ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ ndị ọgwa ebe ọ na-eje. Because I mean, it's very clear. You don't need mirror iji kilie ife ịgba n'aka. So famesia ife niile Simon ebido, and since obido till today, he has never deviated. He remained strong. That promise onye ndu, he maintained it till today. Onya bụ na aka na anụ afa Biafra. Ọ bụrụ ma ndị nke bụ DOS, Chinasa Nworu, Chike Doziem na nke fa na-akpọ ịma powerful. ịma na Biafra ka anyụ ka ọkụ maka etu a ka esi akwụfe ụgwọ onwe oge Soludo gwara unu here na ndị na fana work with IPOB and unu mana ọfanwa bụ this IPOB. In that sense, that's deceptive group, very, very deceptive and very condescending. But with Simon is not giving up. Simon is just the Joshua of our time. Kita onye ndu anoria. So, if any na ọ na-akọwa bụ step by step etu Biafra ga-esi wee bịa. Maka ọ na-abụje na Twitter space ife ndị mmadụ na-ada ajụkarị ya bụ kedu mgbe Biafra na-abịa. But unu aghọtara na Biafra abịago. Etu a ka ndị Fulani si wee change a constitution wee na-follow that their own template. So nyanwe change gokwa the narrative etu ndị na-achọbụ Biafra si achị ya. O bidoro ya in a very nice way and on a very solid ground. Ibugodu ụzọ nwee cabinet, prime minister and his cabinet, nwee de facto government in homeland, form a military group, Biafra Liberation Army, and Biafra other forces. So, kita ọ na-achọ ka ọ kọwala unu na anyị na-eso all these things step by step and ka a ga-esi wee step up. Yes, my brother, we move, Fabi. We move. We are moving. Nothing is stopping us. So, what for this Biafra? Nke ebido now. Kita ka ebido Biafra. Obiaga abia. I need the support, everyone. Like I said yesterday, you know for and Israel na nog. And if efa je emeli bụ na fa nwe ego nwe ndị na support fa. I need the Biafran billionaires to support this movement. First support, because our Prime Minister Abu Simon, then our cabinet members here, famejin akafa wena ego ifobuna ego. I need the more contribution from all these Biafran wealthy people. Wherever you are, try and contribute. Obulugodu $5. It will help. So let me continue. On our Kawaluno, all the structures needed and how we are getting there.
Made a very wise decision. And this evening to tell you that the decision you've made has brought us this far. And I'm here to tell you step by step how a nation is restored. We have been able to do that. And again, the delegitimization of the Nigerian government within Biafra land have started in full force. We have announced the delegitimization of Nigeria, which is part of the Biafra liberation. This means that now we are focusing on making sure that all the terrorists in police uniform, all the terrorists in army uniform, all the terrorists in navy uniform, any army carrying or arm carrying terrorist under Nigeria state carrying arms, and you are in Biafra territory. Our aim is to make sure we neutralize you before you kill any Biafran. You are not there for the progress of the Biafra people. We continue to ban the military checkpoint, police checkpoint, and any checkpoint at all, be it Navy, be it Air Force, any checkpoint at all in Biafra land remain banned. And any day you will be attacked if you are in a checkpoint. That you are not being attacked today does not mean that you are going to be attacked tomorrow. That's why we continue to call on Biafrans to stay 1 kilometer away from any checkpoint. Our aim, our objective, and our target is to make sure we neutralize every checkpoint within Biafra territory. It is part of the Biafra government project. We also make it very clear that we are calling on the Nigeria state, on Islamic Nigeria state, to pull and withdraw every security agency from Biafra land. And what we have done also is for those who are asking always, where is your Biafra map? I want to inform you today that the Biafra government in exile and the Biafra de facto government have been able to work on the map of Biafra. The map of Biafra, where you have the present southeast, the present south-south, and also part of Benue and part of Kogi State.
When I say
Lower Benue and part of Lower Kogi State. And those maps will be out officially from tomorrow, the 4th day of.
My people, you know, our Prime Minister mentioned here that all the checkpoints, that they are going to stop it. Listen to what our sister said about checkpoint.
See on the Southeast Road, if you have to drive from Abuja, if you do a road trip in any part of this country, if you're driving from Lagos or whether you're coming from Abuja or Sokoto, wherever, and you're going to the Southeast, you will see the road is free, almost literally free, until you say, once you get into the Southeast, the amount of roadblocks, the amount of military checkpoints, and there's no war here. So that military approach is a way to gag the people, but it doesn't work. You see?
Unafuge, ije Abuja, ije Lagos, the north and the southwest. Imafunata checkpoint. Imafu checkpoint. Ibata na Igbo, every 10 poles away, but military, police, and army. And obrokwa na fano na this checkpoint. Kafa check amalu na ife dika ngwagha ada bata mo egbe mo ife ji emelu madaru. The ife fa na cho ego, extorting our people, putting fears into our people. Na cho kafa mechi anya onu ka igali ikwu ka igali idi free in our own land. And if abo what was planned and orchestrated by foreigners, ndị na-ebi n'ofia na agagharị ndị Mali achụpụgo ndị a, mana Nigeria bụ ndị nabatalfa maka na fa filu na fa abịago obodo a na-eyuzu fa wee na marginalize anyị. Mana unu ma ndị ọcha bụ ndị na-eyuzu ndị a maka na fe nwere ụbụlụ, onwere ife fama. All ụbụlụ ndị ọcha na work in them. I must see all these things, but we are dealing with them.
It gets them angry. So, and you've seen people when you are traveling on within the Southeast, say you're going to Enugu from Umuahia, and then on the way, at those military checkpoints, people are made to face very terrible kind of dehumanizing situation where you ask people, you have to come down from your vehicle. And I hope the federal government will really take this into consideration. You have to come down from your vehicle.
You see, when they call federal government, you know, it beats my imagination how all these people don't understand that whatever the military, police, and army is doing in the Southeast is being sponsored by this same federal government. If I know about area we don't need federal government because of fana sponsor all these people. So using this language is like asking your enemy to come and save you. You know, that's why our Prime Minister is stressing here that these people will be Niaga step up with the military army.
So for those who have been always shouting and abusing indigenous people of Biafra, led by Nnamdi Kanu, people like Nnamdi, people like all those idiotic people who always shout, "Where is your map? Where is your map?" We are proudly telling them today that Biafra has a map that the people by themselves organized, people by themselves structured, people by themselves organized.
Woman, whether you're a baby, whether you're
all happy about the
invalid, whether you're sick, whether you're
the state structure, and then part of it. It is normal. We do not expect anybody to be part of a liberation movement like this. People will agree, some people will not agree. That's why when the time comes, we are expecting some people against. It is a normal thing. But the idea and the good news is that those who are supporting the liberation of Biafra are more in number. We have about 90% or 99% of Biafra people who do not want to be part of Nigeria again, running into 70 million people. So when they tell you all these years, where is your map? You are shouting Biafra. You have not consulted the people. You have not done this. You have not done that. Today, we have broken the jinx. And the people of the South, as they call it today, have been given the opportunity for them to come up with their own map, and they are working on that very, very diligently. And by tomorrow, we are going to have a complete map of the Biafra. And then you are going to see your state, your villages, your district, your counties, step by step, as we have done it. So the issue of map has also been addressed. This is one of the biggest challenges that the Biafra movement has encountered for ages. No map, no agreement, because what we're able to do is to give the people the opportunity to, by themselves, choose how they want to be governed, how they want to govern themselves, and also to be themselves resolve the issue of boundaries and map. That has brought us to where we are today. The issue of map has been resolved. Another issue that we are also going to inform the Biafra people today is the issue of the leadership in the South and the leadership in the Southeast. The leadership, those in the leadership, those in the political leadership, those in the religious leaders and all that, we do not need your voice. We no longer need your voice. We don't need you to speak good about Biafra. We don't need you to advocate for Biafra. Because Nigeria is a very volatile state. Now that they are completely Islamic state recognized by the United Kingdom, you do not have the freedom of speech. Once you side Biafra, you will be eliminated. And those of you who are general overseers in the church, once you talk about Biafra, your church will become a target. Either target of sanction, either target of closure, either target of persecution and intimidation.
My people, the video is quite long. I think I will continue this video tomorrow or this evening, but I am advising everyone. I think this evening our Prime Minister will be having another speech relating to this issue of map, because he gave other states up until yesterday, 4th of December, to come up with their final conclusion. Then today around 8 p.m. he will be up here to talk to us again. I will continue from there, because I don't want my programs to be very long. But I will show you one thing again. This one was the latest news by Sahara Reporter. Let me read it out. It says, Nigerian Air Force bombs scores of civilians holding religious festival in Kaduna State community. Sahara Reporter. Dịka nsi gwa unu mana ndị Kaduna fa bụ predominantly Christians. Fa bụ Christians, and ndị na-akpọ isi anyị a fejiri anya afụ ndị Christians maka ifefe achọ bụ wipe out presence of Christians na Nigeria. Mana mụnwa adamaga into religious or political issues. Ife anyị na-eme bụ na anyị na-azọ inwere onwe anyị, anyị nwetazie onwe anyị, anyị amala ebe anyị na-eje. Ndị abụrụ ndị anyị nafa nwere anything to do. Anyị nafa nwere common culture or tradition. Omume fa bụ igbu mmadụ, bee isi. Adịm like discuss about them. Mana ọ na-adị mma ka ị na-alụtụlụ onye ọbụla aka n'ife bụ our problem, ife bụ the issue. For instance, nya bụ onye na-achị Nigeria, onwe conference oje recently unu mamado n'okpo weje 1411 people and ifo ego faji we je ebe anwa fa spend na nke fa ka ga spend bụ 880 million. Ụdị ndị a ka anyị na fa ga-anọ, ndị enwere uche, ndị nwere uche mana fa dey use uche fa jiri uche fa eme anything. Na agụụ niile na-egbu ndị mmadụ n'obodo anyị. People are hungry. The president of the country ekunie ni ajekọtọ wee kpọrọ 1411 human beings wee jebetọ wee welu 880 million. Unu malụ how much ya bụ obodo borogo, but ọ gbasarozi anyị. We are on our way out. Biafra abịaga abịa. Just nwa obere ife ka ọ fọdụ, mana anyị na-ayọ Chukwu ka release onye ndu anyị. Nigeria government, ndị ọhaneze, however you are in number, release our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We need him out. He has not committed any offense. Sunday Igboho has been released. We need our leader to be released. Hope Uzodimma, Iwu Anyanwụ, release enu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Maka na ndị zoo asigo unu bịa kpọrọ onye ndu anyị, unu si mba rapụ na ebe anwa. Unu lotakwa na what goes round comes round. Etu unu si treat Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chineke nna na-afụ unu, and you people will be treated as such. So my people, I will leave you here. Obu Nama Biaro this evening, Unamano, because of our Prime Minister's speech. Otherwise, I would like to come this evening to finish this very speech so that Kaibido new things afresh. Oga dilu nwoke mma, dilu nwanyi mma. Unu lotakwa, n'unu bụ ndị Chukwu gozila gozi. You don't have to come down to anybody's level. Oburu oge ọbụla ọbụla ọbala ndị Igbo ka eji emewo Nigeria, ma business ndị Igbo a na-agba ọkụ, ọ ụlọ ndị Igbo a na-akụli akụli. O nwere ife ga-eme ụmụ Biafra. Ebe niile onye Biafra nọ, bear it in mind that you are blessed. We are children of God. And anyị na-efe Chukwu in truth and in honest. Anyị adebe mmadụ unu. Ka ọ dịla unu mma. Lotakwa n'ifo Condemn kwu. Ọ sị ndị Biafra, onye ndị ilo gba gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ụmụ Biafra, unu alarụ n'ụla. Ka ọ dịla unu mma o. I'm signing out. I love you all. All hail Biafra. Peace, unity, progress, and equity. We move.